Yeah, she's calling back. We're going to try to give her a call again, and then she just added another phone number to the 13-year-old grandson who's possibly with the daughter. Step out with this.
2412.
Veteran crisis hotline calling in, so they have a female veteran off her medication. She's at work to Safe Haven. Detecting 12, check that one out.
6-1 bullet, 2-1 start, take the shot.
Officer still stands for time? No. Offender in custody? Anyone else close, might just zero something, let me know. First time by. 10-4. Alright, the ET doesn't take pictures of the police. Is domestic related? We're going to try to give her a call again, and then she just added another phone number to the 13-year-old grandson who's possibly with the daughter. Step out with that.
2412.
Veteran crisis hotline calling in, so they have a female veteran off her medication. She's at work to Safe Haven. Detecting 12, check that one out.
6-1 bullet, 2-1 start.
Officer still stands for time? No. Offender in custody? Anyone else close, might just zero something, let me know. 33.
Good evening, everybody. You always got to have that banner up there in the beginning of the show. Just make sure, look at that beautiful number up there, $250,000 reward. Put those green waves in chat, please. Shout out to all you beautiful people. And thank you all for joining. I want to have a serious question for you guys as we start off the show, because I'm a little confused. Because I always thought he was last seen on the 25th, right? Today was 10 months that he was reported missing. Anytime that this came up, and thank you, I see some new subscribers, thank you. Anytime this came up, I was like, yeah, reported missing on the 26th, but I always referred to the 25th. I always referred to the 25th because to me, that was when you were last seen, right? I mean, I don't know. So I'm just like, so I'm like, was he last seen on the 25th? Yeah, he was last seen on the 25th. But there's all the 26th, the 26th, the 26th, the 26th. And when you're looking at this, missing since 2/26, right? Missing since 2/26. But this is what it says right here. And so I'm like, well, maybe that's where the confusion comes in, right? Let's blow it up some more. So now I have to ask myself and ask you all the question, was he last seen on February 26th in the area of Stafford Court in Hendersonville? Or was he last seen before he went to bed wearing the black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, and glasses? There's another question beyond this question that I'm going to ask you too, because it goes to a lot of the stuff that's being talked about today. Again, when it comes back to the conversation that took place in the very beginning, we've been there from the beginning. We know all the stuff that's taken place about this hit and run. So, okay, was Sebastian really last seen On February 26, 2024, in the area of Stafford Court in Hendersonville, Tennessee, during a hit and run? And that's the other question. Last seen by whom? Last seen by whom? In the area of Stafford Court in Hendersonville, Tennessee, wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, and glasses. So that's why I'm asking myself this question again, and that's why I wanted to start the show and ask you all. Was he last seen February 25th before he went to bed like I always thought? Or was he last seen February 26th in the area? It doesn't say last seen at home. It doesn't say last seen in the backyard. It doesn't say last seen by the garbage can. It doesn't say last seen by the lights. It doesn't say last seen by his window. It says last seen in the area of Stafford Court. The area. You know what the area is? The neighborhood. So it's not even telling you that he was last seen at home. It's telling you he was last seen in the neighborhood. No video evidence, right? That's what we've heard this whole time. The proof of life video was Texas Roadhouse. Why? That's always been a question. Why it took Seth 5 weeks to get, or anybody, to get the proof of life video? Maybe it took him 5 weeks to vet the hoodie person. But still, when I went through my footage, and we're going to go through some footage, more of it tonight, stuff that I haven't put out there, because we're going to be talking about 155 Enoch too. And I'm going to show you some interesting vehicles in the parking lot of 155 Enoch from back in early April. Doesn't make sense to me. I have more questions now because when I really look into this, and I'm like, it not last seen at home the night of February. This is what we were all told. This is what we were all told this whole time. I last seen him before he went to bed. That was on the 25th. Didn't even see him after the thud. Are you okay, bub? Last seen before he went to bed. But somehow on here it says was last seen the next day in the neighborhood, the area of Stafford Court. So when there's a lot of this talk about the hit and run today, because we were discussing it in an earlier show when we were talking about the spirit searches. People are searching. I mean, I get it. Let's be realistic. It's percentage. But when you're searching like somebody's past, I mean, whatever. Then you mix the hit and run. Then you mix this. I'm sitting there going, okay, let's go back to the beginning. When was he last seen? Right? That's what I'm like, wait a minute. Because was there a hit and run? Now, usually if there is, right, there's going to be some tire tracks. There's going to be some kind of liquid left behind. There's going to be something there. There's going to be something. Remember, nobody heard nothing, nobody saw nothing. You're talking about a little teeny area. A loud sound would have reverberated through the neighborhood. Neighbors, some of them would have had to woke up and went, "What the heck was that, babe? What was that?" Nobody heard nothing, nobody saw nothing. There was no tracks, there was nothing left behind, not a sign, nothing whatsoever. But still, why is it that this is what it tells me, okay? When it comes, and I know I've been saying it since May, when it comes to the abduction, right? When it comes to an abduction, what are they not going to do? What are they not going to do, people? They're not going to name the witness to the abduction, are they? Right? So now when you mix all of this stuff that has been out for a long time, the conversations taking place the last couple days, stuff we're starting to really piece together now. Do you see where I'm coming from when it comes to the abduction? They're not going to sit there and say, Billy Joe Susie saw, maybe didn't have any video evidence, right? Maybe didn't have any video evidence, couldn't recall the vehicle. She just saw Sebastian getting abducted. Do you see how this statement right here really comes into play now? Do you see why I'm asking you, was he last seen on the 25th or was he last seen on the 26th? If I think it was a hit and run, Maria, I think there would have been, they would have named the witness, they would have put out some kind of vehicle description, there would have been, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to this, like an abduction, the person might not even recall the vehicle number. The last thing that they're going to do is say, yeah, we know it's a brown vehicle. We don't know what make or model, but it's a brown vehicle. They're not going to do that because that's going to tip off. They're trying to keep all that stuff low key. They don't want them to get rid of that vehicle because maybe that vehicle has some kind of potential evidence that might help them in the future. They're going to keep that close, just like a witness. Was he last seen on the 26th? Now, somebody had sent TBI a message. I'm going to show you guys that real quick. And thank you all for your contributions. I will shout you out here in a second. I just want to get through this intro because this is the huge question, y'all. Was he last seen on the 26th? I know last seen by mom on the 25th. Was he last seen by a witness witnessing some kind of activity? They say no foul play. I don't understand that part. That don't make any sense. I don't know why you wouldn't say foul play. Who knows? But this is what's interesting too. Now, law enforcement, Katie's the one that told law enforcement the timeline of events that took place that night. They're the ones that got that information first. They're the ones that put it down in the record books. It's documented. It's filed. So somebody reaches out to TBI. I'm going to share that with you real quick. Somebody reaches out to TBI and asks them, "Hi, can you please tell me if Sebastian Rogers was last seen on February 26th or last seen on February 25th? Many of us are out trying to find out the true facts and not listen to gossip, so I wanted to get the information straight from you. Thank you very much." Thanks for messaging us. We try to be as responsive as possible, but this account isn't monitored 24/7. We'll get back to you soon. Sebastian Rogers was last seen on February 26th. I don't understand. So now, every time, because like I said, I've always memorialized the day that he was last seen each month for myself. You know, some people it's the 26th. I've always recognized the 25th, okay? Because to me, that was the last time that his mom seen him before he went to bed. But then you got that person reaching out to TBI. I'm sitting here putting all this other stuff together. And then I'm sitting there going, I'm sorry, I'm waking up today with an even stronger belief that there was an abduction. Now, the only thing that doesn't make sense to me is the no foul play. No foul play in hit and run, no foul play in an abduction, no foul play. That's the biggest secondary question there. Because was he last seen February 26th or 25th? But also, no foul play. Now, they said there's no evidence. And maybe that's another, listen, they can be crafty with their words. They don't have to necessarily tell you everything. You know what I'm saying? They can twist their words and, you know, for the investigation. Now, could they be saying that it could be like, yes, there's no evidence because remember, we don't even know what direction he left the house. But if there's no evidence left behind, just a witness that saw an abduction taking place, they could literally get away with saying, look, there's no evidence of foul play. Just to try and keep everything that they do have, because maybe all they have is a witness looking out the window, hearing something, waking up, looking out the window. Maybe not maybe not even noticing Sebastian. Because look, Katie told them, yes, he went to bed wearing these clothes. Maybe the witness, I don't know. I couldn't really tell. I just saw a few people, and two of them were pushing this other shorter person. Do you know what they were wearing? Oh, it was so dark I couldn't tell. Well, lighter clothing's going to reflect easier off of car lights and home lights. Did it look like they were wearing any light clothing? No, it looked like dark clothing. Okay, well, Katie did say that he was last wearing black sweatshirt and black sweatpants. So that's probably what he was wearing when this person saw this take place out their window. I can see how that could take place. I mean, could be, SK. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you. That's my I don't know. We got a February 26th. This is the poster here from way back in the day. Way back in the day. This was the missing poster from way back in the day. On that missing poster, February 26th, you saw that person message today. They doubled down on it. February 26th, they doubled down on it. Okay? February 26th. It didn't say, well, he was last seen by Katie before he went to bed wearing these clothes. Last seen at home. Didn't say no. Last seen in the area, quote, neighborhood, Stafford Court. Maybe that's where they saw it. Listen, the camera that I showed you guys at the T section where Stafford meets Kellen, all the way back from that footage that we took right after, a couple weeks after he went missing. How that camera faces directly at the intersection, not on Google. On Google, it shows the camera pointing down at the camper in their driveway. The footage that I have up there for you, just a few weeks after he went missing, shows you that camera is pointed at that T section. That camera would have picked up whatever kind of activity was taking place at that T section if there really was an abduction. Because, you saw the video Mob Crew's working on. He's showing you that the camera from the corner house pointed towards Sebastian's house. There's a whole nother camera, and has been, right at that T section on the right side of Kellen, pointing. You can't use Google though. You got to go back to the footage that we took just a few weeks after that, and you'll see it. Pause. GoPro. It's GoPro. Pause right at that moment. You'll see that camera facing right at that intersection. That camera has to have whatever took place right there. And I showed you guys on that video way back then. I showed you guys the difference. I took you there on Google, and then I took you there with the footage. Then I'm showing you, look, Mob Crew gave you, I don't know if he's changed it. I haven't watched him for a while. I know there was 3 different spots right on that T section, and I guarantee you that house right there would have caught every single spot. And there's another house as you get away from Stafford on Kellen that would have caught a perfect profile side view of that vehicle to give you the exact make and model of whatever car was doing whatever, if there was something going on. Now, we're going to get into some of that footage tonight. Not the stuff from Stafford, but stuff when it comes to 155 Enoch, and we're going to get in to that conversation as well. Let me call out you all. Give me 1 second here. And I want to say thank you, Jennifer P., for the $3 super sticker. Appreciate you so much. Nick the Hat with the $1.99 super sticker. Sebastian Strong, Sebastian Rogers, thank you so much, sir. Jackie Brown, $1.99 super sticker. And Jackie Brown with another $1.99 super sticker. Thank you so much. And thank you for your ticket numbers as well. I appreciate you. Rosie's doing good. She's got her career going, and she's going to be doing a couple things. Actually, she said she's going to be, she put up a video a couple days ago, I think, or maybe a couple weeks ago. She said she's going to start doing some and I can't wait for this. She's going to start doing some where she's going because she's from Africa, so South Africa. So she's going to like do a lot of videos taking you all to different places around South Africa. I think it's going to be really cool, just to kind of give everybody another perspective of yeah, she's awesome. Shout out to her. Yeah, she put out a video, and we're going to be doing an Idaho 4 show here soon. We're going to be doing another one coming up. Just out traveling so much, for the last, oh my gosh, since last pretty much a year ago almost. Just run. All right, so let me hold on one second. Let me get to. All right, so I'm going to get to this. I'm going to get to this post from AtNight. Okay, Joseph Lesniak. This one right here. Okay. Or no, this is not it. Hold on. Here it is, right here. All right. And we're going to look at these pictures too. I saved these pictures. We're going to go through them, zoom them in, zoom them out, and go through them here. But I want to read this post here real quick. Public update on the search for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, December 26, 2024. AtNight Private Intelligence, in collaboration with Vexel and its intelligence partners, is pleased to announce the release of 2 sets of ultra-high resolution satellite images captured on February 23, 2024, during the critical hours of 10:18 a.m. to 11:49 a.m. Central. These images are focused on 2 key areas of interest: the 100 block of Enoch Way, Gallatin, Tennessee, and the 1000 block of Stratford Court, Hendersonville, Tennessee. About the satellite imagery. Again, we'll go through those here in a second. 1. Ultra-high resolution. Captured using state-of-the-art satellite technology, these images offer clarity down to 10 centimeters, 4 inches, enabling detailed review of vehicles, objects, and ground activity. 2. Key areas captured. 100 block of Enoch Way, Gallatin, Tennessee, a significant area of interest tied to timelines in Sebastian's disappearance. 1000 block of Stafford Court, Hendersonville, Tennessee, a location central to early stages of the investigation containing potential artifacts or anomalies critical to the case. 3. Clear conditions. Both sets of imagery feature 0% cloud coverage, ensuring unobstructed views for detailed analysis. 4. Captured time. These images were taken during the morning hours, specifically between 10:18 a.m. and 11:49 a.m. Central. This period aligns with ongoing investigative timelines and provides a unique snapshot of activity in these locations. And then how you can help. We're asking the public to study these satellite images and compare them with any existing surveillance footage, photos, or notes taken during February 23rd to the 26th, 2024. Specifically, we are looking for vehicles look unfamiliar, cars, trucks, or specified vehicles of interest in these areas. This is where my footage just a few weeks after. Now, I don't have footage from the 23rd to the 26th. But what I do have is footage just a few weeks later that has side view and front view. Now, I haven't put that footage out. I haven't even put it out there. I just realized it today as I was trying to find my footage. It literally took me a while. I was like, what date did I go up to frickin' Enoch? I figured it out. I got the live. If you guys want that, I can share that link for you where I found the live first. Then I went back into my footage. Then I found the date. Then I had to go through all the Sony and GoPro footage and figure out, okay, I was here and here and here and here and here. but I took some screenshots just to kind of see. We'll see. We're gonna look at these images first, and then I'm gonna get my footage images of the GoPro. I can play the video if you guys want where I'm driving by. Might as well. But I'm gonna go through the screenshots and see if these vehicles or if they're all right. Because, like I told you guys, when I went up there, if you guys here, I'll share the link with you guys because this is the link that I did that search. Okay, so if you go to the comment section, okay, because we were talking about the Pascal show where CP, this is not a threat, and he left this message to me, and we were talking about how I was being put in a really shitty position because I was the only one searching at that moment in time. And that's when CP had wrote the message on this video, and this is the link to it. This is the stream where I was driving around in Enoch, you guys. And I didn't even realize that until today when I was trying to find my footage. Because when I went to that, and I was like, first I went to Pascal's episode because I was like, what day did this take place? Because that was the day that was the day where it was like, man, I'm out here by myself, and you got some lawyer up here doubling down that I'm some trespasser and shit, man. Like, what? I'm not even about that. I've never been about that. And so that's when I found that. Then I was like, okay, so let me go before that date, because I think that show was April 17th. And then I think, when was it? It was like a few days before that or something like that. And that's when I came across it, and I was like, oh, okay. And when I was looking at the comment section of that video, that's when I well, let me see if this is the one he messaged on, and I go to look at it, and sure enough, that's the one. There's like so many replies to his message on there about it. There's like 50 some replies on there to that message, but it's yeah, so it's crazy. When I was going up, because I not only was I was on Enoch, but I was also going on Hutch. I was doing some loop-de-loops, and that's when I was already, because I do my footage. I have one camera going forward, and I have another camera going sideways, so that way everything gets captured in real time, both sides. And I can literally like, ooh, this looks interesting ahead of me. Let me look at the side. And then I can not only examine the front, but the side as well when I'm going through my footage. And so that's when I was able to get these screenshots. So we're going to see if it'll, what it's looking like when it comes to what's on these images here during that time period. Because to me, this is what was crazy is with the whole 155 Enoch stuff, right? If something suspicious took place at 155 Enoch, then there's two vehicles in the driveway when I went by there. And then wouldn't those people be accomplices to whatever did take place if something suspicious did take place at Enoch? Right? So I don't know. We'll see if these cars... we'll see if they match up. Vehicles, look for unfamiliar cars, trucks, or specific vehicles of interest in these areas. Unusual activity. Note anything that appears out of place, such as gatherings, temporary structures, or items left in odd locations. Cross-reference footage. If you have personal or public recordings from this time, compare them to the vehicles and objects seen in the satellite images for potential matches. Now, like I said, it's not from the 23rd to the 26th, but I'm still going to look anyway. It's just a few weeks after. Your observations could provide valuable connections to ongoing investigative efforts. How to provide information if you notice anything. Okay, reach out. There's the numbers. You can see them on the screen. Why this matters. These images provide a crucial opportunity to uncover details that may have been missed during the initial phases of the investigation Every observation matters, and even the smallest details could help bring us closer to finding Sebastian. Thank you for your continued support and vigilance as we work tirelessly to uncover the truth and bring Sebastian home. Now, you guys, the videos of the neighborhood, they've already been posted. You can literally go to the video section. Here, I'll just drop the side view, and then the front view is right next to it. You put two tabs up at the same time. You can literally have the front, hit play on the front, and then hit play on the one that's off to the right, and then it'll be timed up perfectly. It'll be like you're sitting in the car. Let me get the link for that for you, because it's quite a ways back. It's all the way back in April or something. And then we're going to zoom into these pictures. I'll have to look for it. All right, we're going to zoom into these pictures now. So those are the pictures right there. If you want the tweet, here's the tweet, and then you can save and have the clarity of the photos for yourself if you don't have them already. Otherwise, you can take some screenshots as we zoom into these, if you're only able to do that. All right, so this is the first picture we're going to look at is February 23rd, 2024 at 11:49 a.m. Okay. Why is it not letting me zoom up? Hold on one second. All right. So, like when I told you guys when I was up there, and this is one of the reasons, this is one of the things that I was trying to express to these people that were promoting. Why is it not showing it? That's one of the things I was trying to express to these people that were promoting that I was some trespasser at that time, based off of what the message said, because the message was like, hey CJ, I heard you're trespassing and all this other stuff. And on that show, they're like, well, yeah, if he's trespassing, he shouldn't be out there. And I'm like, what are you trying to do? Get me shot? I don't trespass whatsoever. And during this time right here, you can see this construction area right here, right? So when I'm showing you this picture and you'll hear me on that live, I even say it on my live because you can hear people. I'm over here because I'm over at Hutch. And I'm looking at these woods. You can see these woods right here, but there's a huge thing of woods back there. And the whole time I'm driving in this area, I'm like, man, I need to try and find a way to get to these woods. I even pull out of there, go to another area of that town to try and get to those woods to see if I could get access from another direction just to get in the woods, because I wanted to search those woods and I wasn't able to because of private property. And so when we came over to this part, you know, hey, CJ, that's construction. You can walk up through here and then gain access to those woods. And I'm sitting there telling people like, no, you guys, I don't. Listen, I know you guys want me to search it. I want to search it too. But no, I would have to get permission from the construction company. I would have to find out who the construction company is. You know, I'm not going to go on people's property like that. That's just not what we do. So it was crazy to me when it was being promoted that way and then doubled down on that. And that's where that construction part comes in. So when I'll show you some of the video before we get into the screenshots when we get to my stuff, and you'll see how you'll see the construction ahead, and then you'll kind of turn around. You'll also see this road to the right as you see the side footage, because I have it on the right side as I'm driving up this way. Then I turn around and then I drive back down this way, and that's where I get the screenshots. So you're looking at 155 Enoch. Hold on, I gotta adjust my... It won't let me see if I can switch this because I can't see you guys' chat when I have this picture up. Give me 1 second. All right, so let's see here. Let me try and switch this. Let me know if you can still, where did it go? Let me know if you can still see it. Is it zooming still? Okay, there we go. Now I can see your chat. All right, so we're looking at this spot right here, okay? We're looking at 155 Enoch. Now you'll notice it's got like this driveway that kind of comes like right here. It's got a little walk path. Now, when I'm looking at this, it's hard for me to tell what it looks like. A truck. It looks like a black or a dark blue kind of truck. It could be dark green, dark purple, dark something. But it looks like a truck. Okay, this looks like this has the bed in the back. That's why it's got that lighter color. Like an avalanche, right? What's up, Smiley? Yeah, like an avalanche. It would have that, like Avalanche is known for this, okay? Avalanches are known, that plastic, and anybody that owns an Avalanche, you can shout it out in the chat. You know what I'm talking about. I never owned one. I just worked on a lot of vehicles. Those Avalanches, the plastic parts, literally get that light color of gray after a short period of time, and you have to use like oil and different things to get it back to the normal color. And the truck beds are made out of the same material, the lining of it, and they also fade just like that as well. Now, not to say that is an Amazon or not an Amazon, an Avalanche. I can't tell you. It's hard for me to tell you, but what I can tell you is that there were different vehicles in that driveway just a few weeks later. I can tell you that, because that vehicle does not match either of the vehicles that are in the driveway in my footage. So that's shocking to me right there. Why would that vehicle not match the other two vehicles that are in my footage just a couple weeks later? That don't make any sense, right? I was expecting to see this dark car. I was like, oh, that's that red That's that red car. That's not a red car. Oh, is it? No, that's not the silver one either. Huh. So, I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. The next one. Okay, this was also, let me see what time it says here at the bottom. It says 11:49, so this is 11:49. Now, this is what's crazy is when I went up there that day. Remember when I was telling you guys? I was like, man, there's somebody like, I was driving because I drove up and down a few times. I went down Hutch. I went up Enoch. I went down Hutch. I wasn't even like looking at Enoch at the time. I was just doing my sweep, just capturing time. And Enoch was just a part of the turnaround. Now it's kind of crazy. All these months later, all of a sudden Enoch is like, oh shit. So when I was going up and down a couple times on Enoch, somebody actually came out and was like, I was like, what the heck? Because to me, that was weird. That was weird because I expected to get that kind of activity on Hutch. I didn't expect it to get on Enoch. So when it happened on Enoch, I was like, what is this? dude's problem? Right? Like, what is this dude's problem? But no, like all this Enoch. That's why me and Busby had those conversations. We're still going to continue. Part 1 and 2 are on his channel. That's why we were talking about. Wait a minute, like all this stuff coming together. It's like, huh? All right, so we'll have to keep that in mind. Look at that photo. Take a mental photo. I don't know. It don't make sense to me when it comes to my footage, because my footage shows not that vehicle. Same one. I don't get it, you guys. I'm gonna play the video for you first, so you can see me do the turnaround, and you get the visual. Okay, we're right here. We're right here. And then when I show you the screenshots, you're gonna be like, huh? Because that's what I am right now. Because I hadn't looked at the zoomed in of these photos yet. I was just saving it, working on some other stuff, and I was like, I'll look at them when we start the show. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, what the heck? This don't make any damn sense. This don't make any sense. All right, hold on. Let me. This don't make any sense. Let me see if I'm okay. So this one, okay, this is Stafford Court. Now we already have the videos up there. I'll have to get the link for you. Okay. Now I do have footage. When was it? March 15th? Somewhere around there. I don't know the exact date. March 15th, when I went through the neighborhood where there was just the work vehicle in the driveway. But I've gone through there a few times just to capture, just like the construction area in different places, just kind of capture it over time, the changes, what it looked like back then, compare, different stages. What's up, Tara? Yes, hope you all had a good holiday, for real. I know sometimes it's a stressful time for a lot of people, so. Okay. So let's keep this truck in mind, okay? Let's keep this truck in mind. Just mental picture, because I don't know. It doesn't look. There's 2 vehicles in mine, and it don't. Neither one of them look like that. Neither one of them. All right, let me pull up some footage here. Let's see if it. I'm gonna show you the video first. I'm so glad I found it, because I needed to find it a while ago, and today I was just on a mission. It took me a few hours, because a lot of that early footage are in like different spots. I have so much footage of different cases that when it came to Sebastian's case, I was already doing stuff for Riley, and then hurrying up, going to do stuff for Sebastian. I didn't have any time to organize. I didn't even have any time to sleep, really. All right, so it's 713. All right, so this one right here. Let me fast forward just a little bit. Okay. And this is my GoPro. No, I don't have this, but I do have the Stafford Court neighborhood one. I'll probably, let me write these down, because I'll probably upload these for you guys, because there's, like I said, 90% of my footage I don't have uploaded. I'll make sure to get these uploaded for you guys, so you can have the GoPro 5.3K. I know when I'm doing my shows and I'm kind of showing them on here, it doesn't give you the best clarity just because of the program StreamYard, and that's why I upload them, no watermarks, stuff like that, so you guys have the absolute clarity when it comes to the footage. All right, so I'm Let's see here. Now, like I said, I always do the forward and the sideways. That way it's like you're sitting in the car with me. And we're looking at the sideways right now. All right, I think we're up here this way. Okay, so I think we're driving up Enoch, actually. Let me rewind it just a skosh. Yeah, I think this is Enoch. I'd have to look at the front view. Yep, this is it, because I remember those boxes. So I'm going to show you the video first so you can see. I'm going to show you the side. There's a side road right before we get to the construction. Here's the side road, right? So we'll stop this right here. We'll switch back to this, right? There's the side road right here, okay? We're driving up this road right on the footage to our right. You see the side road. We get right up to the construction area. We turn around right here. And then as we're driving up, you look to the right and you're like, holy hell, these cars ain't that truck. Mental picture. All right, there's the side road. Now we're hitting the construction area. See the construction area. I didn't realize capturing this it was just a turnaround for me while I was getting Hutch. There's 159 to our right. Right there's 159. Now you can see the driveway comes to the right and goes straight, just like the driveway you were shown. Those don't match. Those don't match, y'all. You want to see the mailbox? Here, we'll get the mailbox in there. There's your mailbox. Let's scoot it back just a skosh here. Hold on. We'll try and get the mailbox in a better view for you. Right there, 155, right below my face. Just to quiet any doubters. Those vehicles don't match, y'all. Not even close. So when I took these screenshots earlier, when I found my footage and I took them, and I got a few of them, I got different angles because I wanted to be able to get different angles, see what we can figure out, right? 5 or 6 screenshots out of my GoPro. That'll be a lot clearer than the video that you see here. I will upload these for you, trust me. I hadn't looked at the AtNight post, the zoomed in. I did see the photos in 4. I'm going to save them real quick. We'll zoom into them during the show, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at these screenshots. This is why you got the reaction of me when I seen this. I'm like, wait a minute, what? What? What is this? What is this? The date of my video? Let me see. The 16th. the 16th. So this was the live. This was the live that I live streamed. There's the link for the live. Because look, I got the front, like I told you, I got the front camera, I got the side camera. The front camera's the Sony, the side camera's the GoPro. Then I got the live stream. So you'll see the live stream. It's a different angle. And the other cameras are in fixed positions to strictly capture the footage where you got the front and the side, because I try to do it to where, that's why I say you have the, that's why I always hit the record on the front before I do on the side. That way you got the front on the left, you got the side view on the right, so you can have two tabs up at the same time. And then you literally hit play on the front, then you hit play on the side, and you're literally timed perfectly, like you're riding in the vehicle with me, looking around. But it not only captures time, but it captures, everything. And you can actually be there with me as I'm going through these different spots. Because listen, I'm not perfect. I can't see everything. That's why it's a community effort. That's why I put it up there with no watermarks and stuff like that, because I don't want anybody to miss anything because of my own personal gain. You know what I'm saying? This is about community. Listen, I don't want some watermark to be blocking whatever you might see in a split second of time that can help people find answers. I don't know. These vehicles, they don't match. I don't So what? Did this person in the vehicle in the photo quickly move out? They own this, but their home is on the other street. Like I said, when I was taking this footage back then, I wasn't even, this was just a turnaround street. I didn't even know nothing about Enoch. Enoch wasn't even a thought to me. Enoch wasn't even a thought. It was just a turnaround. You can see in that live stream, it was literally just a turnaround to be able to turn around to get the footage that I needed. In that live stream, now this footage is just a couple minute clips, doing the sweeps or whatever. Now in that live, that's where you'll see me go around all the way around the town, go to the opposite side of the woods, try to get to the woods from another direction. You'll also see me in that live stream talk about how we're not trespassing nothing. Just because there's a construction open area doesn't mean that I'm cool to walk through it. No, I respect people's property. So that's why the message about trespassing and this and that, it's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And then that's why it became a big deal, because it was being promoted that it was true. And it's like, no, we're far from that. And this is the same video that the message was left on. You can go to the comment section and see the comment that then Pascal used for his show, and had some lawyer on there calling me a trespasser. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is the live that upset. I didn't know. I wasn't there to upset people. But this was the live, and I was going in an area. I just wanted to search the woods back there. That's it. I just wanted to search the woods. But my only focus was Hutch. I wasn't even thinking about Enoch. And then all of a sudden, the 250, the 220, 225, 155 came out, And it was like we were trying to figure out what's 220. Well, 225 was the day because like I said, that's the date that I always refer to is he was last seen on the 25th. I don't know anymore. I'm 50-50 on it now because of everything that I'm seeing. But what am I supposed to be believing? I don't know. I'm so damn confused anymore when it comes to the 25th or the 26th anymore. I don't know. But when it came to the 155, it was like, man, that's the 155 Enoch. So then I'm like, Enoch, 155 Enoch, and then all of a sudden Busby was like started dropping some stuff about 155 Enoch, and that's when we started having conversations about it. And it was like what? And then like a week later after that, then all of a sudden dogs posting about 155 Enoch, and we're like, what? Right, Busby? It was like a week later and he's posting about 155 Enoch, and we're like, what? So then I'm like, we got to go through this. So I'm glad not only that we were able to get, because this was posted today. It was posted this morning or this afternoon, wherever you may be. And so it's kind of interesting. I finally find the video, the GoPro and the Sony from when I went to Enoch, and we get to see these zoomed in photos of 155 Enoch. And listen, I know it's like I said when I was reading the post, it ain't from the 23rd or the 26th, but it's weeks later. So it may not be the 23rd or the 26th, but it's weeks later. And when I'm seeing weeks later, I don't understand. Because neither one of those vehicles look like the vehicle that is in that photo. Yeah, I know. That's why that's what I was telling people, Michael. I was like, that's weird. A reward is usually it ends in zeros. 500, 750, 250, 000, not 155. And that's when I was like, well, then you look at the front numbers, 225. Well, that's the date he was last seen. What's the 155? And that's when we started digging it, the whole team. We started like trying to, I was like, 155, what's it? What's this? And all of a sudden, we all just 155 Enoch, and we're like, what? And then that's when I started to remember, damn, that's crazy, because I remember driving to turn around on that road, and that's when somebody came out there going like this. And I didn't dare record that one because the person already came walking outside. They see this flag right here? They were coming between this mound right here off to the left of the house and that flagpole. They weren't going to their mailbox. They were coming to the road. And I put the damn camera down before I even came back up there, because I did like 3 or 4 loops through that neighborhood. I left, I went somewhere else, came back even, left again, came back again. And it was probably from me going up and down, up and down, up and down. But what am I supposed to do when it ends in a road construction, you know? That's why I spaced it out. I didn't want to do 50 million turnarounds. I do it a little bit here. Go search this cemetery over here. Come back, do it a few more times. Go search this area over here. Come back a couple more times. Go over in this spot. Oh, giving me the evil eye for sure. Literally was like, and I'm like, damn, I'll get out of the neighborhood. Like I said, I expected it on Hutch, because that's where somebody lived. I expected it over there, not at here. So let me pull up these screenshots here and we'll zoom in to this video. Let's see here. Okay, so here's the two vehicles back in this direction. Neither one of them are that vehicle in the photo. You see how it looks like it's got like, let me switch back to this photo too so you can see. It's a bunch of trees. You see these shadows right here? You see these trees? Those are the trees that you see in this photo. You can also see these boxes over here. But those trees, that's what you see in these photos. Just to give you another reference here. So let's see back here. Again, you see the boxes. Whoops. Yeah, here's the message right here. Come to my attention that you have plans to visit my house tomorrow. This is an official notification. There are no trespassing signs posted around the house. If you set foot on the property at all for any reason, you will be prosecuted. There are no easements around the properties in our subdivision. This is not a threat, just a statement. I wasn't even going to go on his property. See right here, if you set foot on the property, I was never even talking about going on the property. And then Pascal wanted to do a show out of it. CP, this is not a threat. CJ. Oh, who's the only guy out there named CJ that's searching? CJ. Oh, if he's trespassing, you're right. He shouldn't be out there, Pascal. Whoa! Hey, let's slow down, people. There's only one CJ searching, right? Oh, man. All right. Hold on. Let's get... I had such a target on my back already. I was already... That morning, I can't remember what day that was. That morning, I already had 2 different cars following me around. And I was parking at a ball field during that moment. And that's when I was like, why didn't this guy reach out to me, you know? Like, he's got some lawyer on there like, yeah, he's a trespasser. He shouldn't be out there. And I'm like, you don't even know me, people. You don't even know me. And it's like I said, if people took the time to actually hear what I actually say and how I do my work and what I'm about, come on. I wasn't trying to search the property. I don't know who told him, you know? And it's like I told them, I was like, look, even if he would have went to the video and seen, it wasn't about searching or getting on I wasn't even talking about searching their yard or nothing. I was talking about searching the woods in the top left. This was all the way in the beginning. I was talking about searching the woods in the top left of the neighborhood. Okay. And then the woods back over here the same day. I was actually in that live going around taking more footage to then figure out who I wanted to ask, what parts of I could search. I needed to come up with a list before I drove back down there the next day, and that's what I was going to do until all this shit blew up. And then that show that had promoted it made it even worse, and it was like, dude, I can't even go. Because before I can say, hey, guess what? This is not click, click, boom. It's like, no. But it was about figuring out what neighbors I needed to get permission from in both areas, because the next day I was going to be starting my searches in either one of those woods. I just needed to try and come up with a list. So then when I go there, I already have the list. I can mark it off as I go down. Denial, acceptance, whatever. I got my list and I can come up with a game plan. You know, that was the whole plan. I don't know these vehicles don't match. I don't know. Maybe that vehicle was parked in the garage. I don't know. Maybe it was. It looks like well, it's a really tight two car garage. You probably have to pull in and then turn and then pull in, and very tight 2-car garage. But the biggest thing to me, though, right, is when you look at this picture, why wouldn't this truck be parked in the spot, right? So if these other two vehicles, you gotta, I don't know. That's what don't make sense to me. Is, normally it's like, okay, well, if I don't see this vehicle here, well, then when it comes to this photo, I wouldn't see that red vehicle there, right? You know what I'm saying? So this is what I don't understand is why neither one of these match. Yeah, I don't think, that's it's a good opinion. I don't think it would fit either, but I don't know. It's hard to tell with just the sky down. It could be a lower truck. You know what I'm saying? It could be a lower truck. And then you got the 155 right there. 155 Enoch. That's probably a good photo right there. I don't know. I wanted to get a couple of them so you could see both vehicles, because I'd have to dig into them and see what vehicles they are. I don't understand. I don't understand why they don't match. I expected something to match, at least one of them. You can take some photos of that. This is when I first went through my footage and I saw this vehicle. I was like, "Oh, damn, that looks familiar." This isn't their house. They own this house. This is what you all have to understand. We can go through the footage. I can show you guys when I drive by their house. This is not their house. This was Enoch. This was a turnaround. This wasn't even on our radar back when I took this footage. Here, let me show you the video if people are confused here. I'll show you their house. Because I do a turnaround. They live on Hutch. Actually, here, let me show you a map. I'll just show you a map. It'll be a lot easier. All right. So you're looking at Enoch. Here's the difference. So you see what the difference is. They live over here. They live on Hutch, okay? You see Hutch? Hutch? That's where they live. They live on Hutch Court. You see Enoch? Enoch is a street over. You see where 155 is? 155 is right here. You see the trees, you see the little things, you see the bush, you see the truck, right? You see it now? 155 Enoch. These are the woods that I was talking about searching. I went all through Ellaway, Kentshire Drive, Sadler Drive, all sorts of different areas trying to get access to these woods right here, and I couldn't get access without permission. You got the construction area right here. You got 159, and then you got 155. Bowersox live on Hutch Court. This is not... The Bowersox own this home. They own this home. They don't live here. This is the difference. So when we're looking at this is the Enoch house. Enoch, not Hutch. There's a difference. Hutch is around the corner. Enoch is right here. 155 Enoch. So when it comes to the truck picture, that's what don't make sense. Is why isn't this truck there? Why is there other vehicles there? Don't you think there'd be like one that matches? Just one? Now, this was taken at 11 in the morning, and my footage, let me see if it gives me a timestamp of when I took it. Cuz it was probably about 11 in the morning, because I probably would have got there at 8. I would have got to Stafford neighborhood at 8, possibly 9. I would have made it up to Hutch and Enoch around 11. So it's got to be around the same time period. So it's not like it was in the evening and truck was at work and the other two cars were home from work or school or whatever. No, it's pretty much the same time period when the footage was taken. Again, why don't those vehicles match? And this one always looked. This one always looked like I seen that one before. You know what I'm saying? That's okay. You're typing some weird shit, Royal. I don't know. That don't make sense to me. I expected one of them to match. Let me check something here real quick. There's something I wanted to go through. Also. So this was from earlier today. I wanted to play this. I don't know. I don't know what to say about these vehicles. I don't know what to say. Like, I figured one of them would have matched or something. You know, I read the post when it came out this morning for me. I'm in Central. It came out at 11 this morning. I read the post and I was like, well, that's cool. I really need to find my footage for tonight. And I made it a mission. It took me a couple hours, but I made it a mission. I'm like, I really need to get this. I really need to find this. Even though it's not the 23rd to the 26th, I still wanted to see, like, well, it should be similar, right? It's just a few weeks later. Something just, I don't know. I wonder, let's go back to this tweet. Hold on, let's go back to this tweet. Suspicious activity. We are particularly interested in the presence of various cars and trucks in the area. That's various. Red car, silver car, and truck. I mean, it's not during the time frame, but I wonder, this is what I'm wondering. A white car? Well, this is what I'm wondering. What? This is what I'm wondering. They're focused on one property. They're focused on one property. They're focused on multiple vehicles. So could possibly these vehicles be part of some of the other vehicles that were taking place of being suspicious? I'm just kind of reading through it again. Okay. If you've observed any unusual behavior, unfamiliar vehicles, or other noteworthy activity during this time frame, please come forward. Even minor details could prove critical in uncovering what happened in the days leading up to Sebastian. Multiple vehicles. We are particularly interested in the presence of various cars and trucks in the area. Well, isn't it crazy that the one house we're focusing on has multiple vehicles that are not this? I don't know. It don't make sense. This about pretty much the same time period. Let me see what day. Hold on. Let me see what day April 16th was. It was a Tuesday. Tuesday around 11 in the morning when I took that footage. I don't know. Multiple vehicles, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, maybe it's a good thing that we went up there, and because I'm telling you right now, this silver vehicle that's sitting in this driveway looks familiar. Looks familiar. Was it rented out at... Well, this is the thing that I was trying to... They bought it in 2020. They bought it in 2020. I imagined it was rented out. Look at your driving footage of the sister's house. Red vehicle was there. See, way back then, I didn't even... like I said, Enoch was a turnaround. I just, not even really meaning to, captured this footage. Not even meaning to. It was Hutch that I was concerned about. And the only reason that I captured it is because I needed to find... I wanted to make a list of houses that I could try and get permission from to search the woods back there. And the QX80 is the same. I mean, I got a couple just to show different angles. As I get closer, the clarity gets a little better. Here's another one. Just a few different angles. That's probably a better picture than the other one there. Busby, was it? Do you remember? Because when we first brought up the 155, when they first put out that reward, that's when we were already trying to figure out. We knew what the 225 was. We were trying to figure out what the 155 was, and we came up with Enoch. Busby, when you were looking up that part of the background of the house, what was it? Was it being rented? Was it an Airbnb? Do you remember? Because we only covered it for like a couple shows, and then we started working on something else. I thought it was empty, but I thought it was empty. It didn't show rented. It showed for sale, right? It showed for sale. Is that what it was? It was empty. It showed purchase 2020. It was for sale, right? It was on the market. Is that why I thought it was empty? It was on the market or something? I can't remember. It didn't show rented. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. When I went there, they were still living there. I think that's the reason why I pissed off somebody and they left me that message, was because I was up here looking in their mom and dad's neighborhood, and I think that's what pissed them off, and they needed an excuse to be like, hey, don't be searching over there. And it's like, I'm searching for a missing child, right? Why wouldn't I? Where's searching everywhere. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I don't know. It's just weird to me. None of them match. But when you're looking at this tweet, it's talking about particularly interested in the presence of various cars and trucks in the area. So I don't know. It makes you wonder. Who knows? Maybe just by me simply doing the turnaround and not, I'm trying to be safe. I don't need to like click, 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 click. It's like, hey, I'm just gonna come up here, turn around. I'll come back around this loop, then I'll come back later, do the same thing. And I just happened to get the footage just because it was a turnaround for me to be able to go through Hutch and also try and figure out another way to get inside those woods. This was a video from WKRN earlier, and we'll talk more about these vehicles and kind of go into it more in the next show. I don't know. Let me know what you think the vehicles are in chat or the comment section if you're on replay. Let me know what you think those vehicles are. Do me a favor. Send it to evilcj@gmail.com, evilcj@gmail.com, of maybe the comparison photos and what you think the model is. What is this? Let me see. Sold for $426K. Sold just a couple days after Christmas of 2020. All right, let me play this. This was from earlier this morning. This is WKRN marking the 10 months. And again, if you're just joining, please go to the beginning of the show because I have a huge question when it comes to the 25th or the 26th, and I kind of lay it out why, and I don't know, help it make sense because I'm confused. So this is the video from WKRN, and then we're going to check out Nick the Hant's video from yesterday, and then we'll watch the final footage of Sebastian Rogers from Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Today marks 10 months since Sumner County teen Sebastian Rogers went missing. Sebastian is 5'5", 120 pounds with dirty blonde hair. He was last seen on Monday, February 26, near Stafford Court. He was wearing a black sweatshirt and black sweatpants. All of this according to the TBI. Earlier this month, Dwayne Chapman, better known as Dog the Bounty Hunter, announced the reward is up to $225,155. If you have seen Sebastian or have information about
what? It's 250,000. What? Hold on a minute. Did they seriously F that up? No way. Did they really? No. No, she didn't.
$125,155. If you have seen,
they did. They didn't even have the right amount. Come on, editors and ghostwriters, do better. Man.
And 55. If you have seen, the reward is up to $225,155. If you have seen Sebastian or have information about his whereabouts, you can call the Sumner County Sheriff's Office or the TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND.
Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian went missing on February 25th from his home in Sumner County, Tennessee, and it's been a roller coaster of emotions since. And here we are, nearing the 1-year anniversary in just over 60 days. Sebastian is 16 years old. He has high-functioning autism. Early on in the investigation, it was made out to be that he might not be the most functioning at all, but we've learned a lot about Sebastian, and he is very functioning. When I say very, he has common sense. He knows right from wrong, and he's a smart teenage boy, right? That's what he is. And there is no indication that shows he is dead. All indicators right now, according to Dog and his team, continue to be that he's alive.
Okay, so I have to, just like we had our show earlier, when it comes to, just like we had our show earlier, when it, about the spirit searching and only, people that are dead, right? Dead people. It was a lot. We really had to dig into it. I want to say shout out to Trey too for joining. We had to discuss it. It was a long conversation, but it was one of these things where it's like, yeah, like I said, I'd be like, yo, you got to get out of my team if you think my child's, if you're searching. I mean, I get it. It's a possibility, but damn, man, you bring that energy around me, we're going to have some issues, yo. We're going to have some issues. And that's the thing, like, spirit searching, we're out there searching, trying to find his spirit, trying to find a path. It's a long conversation. We had a 2-hour conversation this morning. If you didn't check it out, go check it out when we're done tonight. Trust me. It's too long to get into tonight. But yes, we continue to approach like he is still alive.
That shows he is dead. All indicators right now, according to Dog and his team, continue to be that he's alive. If you watch the news, all of the networks
prayers
reiterate
people.
that they are looking for an alive.
Please do me a favor. Sebastian needs your energy more than ever right now, especially with that. Think about it. With the show that we had this morning, and I'm going to get mad because it just hurts my damn soul thinking about it. Mash the chat with green because Sebastian really needs an overload of energy to fight off that BS energy that was put out there yesterday trying to find his spirit that passed. I'm sorry. That's why I said, like, I'd love to give you a mini explanation, but really, like, there's so much to it and where I'm coming from. And if you haven't watched this morning's episode, please do, because really, like, you'll really understand where my passion is coming from that you're seeing right now if you didn't hear the words earlier. So please do.
Teenage boy, not dead. We want the best case scenario. You don't jump to worst case scenario when there's nothing there.
No.
You get to a restaurant, and I always go back to a restaurant for metaphors and comparisons. When you go to a restaurant, you're not going to judge the food in the entire meal when you just put the order in, right? You're going to wait for something to come out, at least a water, and you see something in it and you say, hey, what's this? In this case, it's the same thing as sitting down and you order. In this case, it's the same as sitting down, you order your food, and as soon as the waiter or waitress walks away, you wave down the manager and you complain about the food and how terrible it was and your experience and this and that. And you start describing what was wrong with the food and how it tasted horrible, but the water hasn't come to the table yet. That is really what happened in this case, guys. It's as simple as that. There's no need to go much further than that. You take a step back and you revisit the timeline, and it all adds up rather quickly. But nonetheless, Merry Christmas to everybody that's been following along. I know I don't come on that much, and it's because I'm not a YouTuber, quote unquote. It's more so I use my platform when needed. Even if I was able, which I am, I can go live, I can discuss Sebastian. I'm not saying I can't. I'm not one of those people whatsoever. But there is no need to do that when there are so many great creators keeping his name out there, right, guys? That was the goal from the outset of all of this little whirlwind, was to get the awareness out and keep it out. So by me gone every day and just saying we are on day 305, it's not going to make much of a difference, right? It doesn't mean that I'm just sleeping or on vacation in Miami or Tennessee, like some people say. No, it doesn't mean that at all. So I'm not very active, right, on YouTube. Until Danilo Cavalcante escaped, I did not even have an account with YouTube. X users kind of rallied together. I learned that they couldn't comment, and it's a long story. You guys can go back to like early videos to figure out why I came to YouTube, but it was never really for followers or
Thank you, Nick. Appreciate
clicks
that.
or whatever. It's whatever people come for, right? Some come for information, some come to give information and have a great platform. Others come to disrupt, others come to have drama, others come to do Jerry Springer, others come to do great true crime series akin to like America's Most Wanted or something that you would see on A&E. But I don't do that, right, guys? We get involved on one case at a time and we take it to the end. We've never really gotten involved and backed out. The most recent, which I'll back it up. I'll say we have done that once when we did everything we could, and that was with an individual named Greg Stefan. Never backed down, continued sending information to the Bureau, who went and later arrested Greg Stefan not too long ago, a couple of months ago. And we started that in 2020, I want to say. We piggybacked off of a Fox 29 report that indicated the guy was scamming and robbing people of their gravestones. At that time, he had hit about 100 families. By 20, it was closer to 500. Don't quote me, but by the time 23 came around, we were at 1,000. So that's when obviously it hit the wall, and Greg is now the United States of America versus Greg Stefan. And you can also go to like FBI.gov/Stefan tombstone scam or something like that. Google FBI Greg Stefan and you'll see it. But we stay in it till the end, right? Not to find a t-shirt and say it's here, or okay guys, we've tried, and let everybody else figure it out. So guys, at the end of the day, Dog is working on this thing. Literally, it's a 24-hour operation every single day. There are no holidays. There haven't been holidays since, I guess it would have been Labor Day. That might have been somewhat of a holiday because it was in between Zimmerman, but right at the end. At that point, we were in the Sebastian case, not publicly, but there are no holidays. There's no time off. It's a 24-hour operation. A lot of people are doing 18 hours. Some can't do that. Some are doing 6 at a minimum, but on average 12 hours. I'm sure that in the coming weeks, they're going to be releasing a breakdown on kind of what was done thus far since AtNight's entry into the case with Dog, and it'll explain the leads that came in, the ones that were checked out and cleared, how many sightings came in, because you'd be surprised. There were a lot of sightings, but we don't take them to the internet because they can be cleared beforehand, right? Dog, for example, gets a lead and it's a photo of somebody that resembles Sebastian. Instead of taking to social media, there's an entire chain of command that goes into that little, I'm not going to say little, into that lead, right? It goes from Dog straight to a team of analysts, straight to Mr. Rogers. It goes to other family members might be able to identify. And it also goes to law enforcement, right? When it's something that strongly resembles Sebastian, it'll go to the FBI, Sumner County, TBI, and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children in real time as they are working to clear it or pursue it further. And there have been a lot. When I say a lot, I guess maybe 24, might be pushing it, maybe 20 to 24 max that were rather strong resemblances. And then you have maybe 50 or 60 more sightings that came in, tips that just weren't Sebastian, but that's okay because we want people to keep their eyes open. We want them to come in knowing that they're not going to hit the internet and make this big wave sighting of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. No, that's not how it works. The only people that are going to be authorized, and this is something that Dog has made very clear, to put out an official sighting of Sebastian will be TBI, FBI, Sumner County. The team knows their fine line and they won't cross that. Again, guys, stay safe, stay vigilant. Merry Christmas. Thank you to everybody that's been, I'm not going to say supporting just Mr. Rogers because it sounds like it's a team thing. But at the end of the day, if you look back at missing persons cases through the years, and I keep going back to Molly Tibbetts, look at Molly Tibbetts' case. Her parents had a divorce, they rocky marriage, didn't like each other, But the father flew from San Francisco, or maybe not. It's Cali. It was in California. He flew from, I think it was San Francisco. I'm almost positive. Flew from there to Brooklyn, Iowa to search for his daughter, right? It was a heart-wrenching story. It was one that it really, I guess to put it in perspective, it brought stories, it brought a life to a story for me, right? When I was telling them, I learned about the human element as a reporter, right? That's back when I was at the National Enquirer and Us Weekly full time in New York. And that's where I learned how you have to really be delicate with cases like this. And that's why the Enquirer gets a lot of great stories. You think a lot of it is fake, but no, it's not. The National Enquirer pays a lot of money for their stories and information. And when they don't pay for it, it's because of how they approach the story. It's a formula. It's a very good formula, and it works. And that is why, at the end of the day, when you look at the reason I bring up Molly Tibbetts, they were united from at the outset, and they did not break apart and come together as stuff got rough. It's not, right? They didn't. So at the end of the day, guys, it's about Team Sebastian, keeping Sebastian's name out there, keeping Sebastian at the forefront of this. If it goes left field, if it goes right field, if it keeps going like some kind of a game, a football game or a game, it's not going to work. And the reason we say that is because if you look back in March of 24, March, April, May, you're going to see a pattern that we're seeing right now. Ridiculous, and it's just crazy. But yeah, guys, stay safe, stay vigilant. The reason I'm not on YouTube, again, I'm going to reiterate, is I'm not going to come on and cover other topics, other stuff. There's nothing to really discuss. I'm not a creator per se. There are no active manhunts that are happening. And at the end of the day, our goal is to find Sebastian. And I don't want to distract from it. I know a lot of my current following, I'm not going to say from Sebastian at all. It's from the Danilo Cavalcante and from the amazing YouTube community that came together to get information. For me, it was weird because I thought it was super pixelated, like Mario Kart kind of, but apparently you guys loved it. Thank you. Anyway, the following that I have right now that is actively watching the channel, whenever they see something, they're expecting it to be about Sebastian, and it's she, because that was the promise I made. I don't care if I'm 70 years old, 80 years old, 31, 32, 33. Hopefully I'm 31 and I stay this age and we find him very fast. That's the goal. I don't want to find him when I'm 45 and, that's not going to be cool. Please, if you see something, say something. Everybody stay united. Do not go after creators. Even if you'll see the little fights left and right, don't give into it. Even if sometimes people, like you'll see, sometimes I give into it. Sometimes, but I'll admit that I don't cross the line. I don't think, because I get legal advice before I post. But nonetheless, I do get very anxious, I guess, sometimes to hit tweet. But I learned how not to do that. And I learned that back in 2018 when I got the job at the Enquirer. They taught us very good lessons about social media over there at American Media Inc. They know a lot of stuff when it comes to getting stories that others simply will never be able to get, even if they were part of the story. It's weird. They just have their cool reporting tactics. Nonetheless, guys, this is about keeping awareness going on Sebastian. Don't think for a second that means that there has to be drama to get awareness. There doesn't. You can do a live stream where you just discuss what has been done this far, what should be done. You can criticize me all you want. I welcome it, but I'm just going to correct you guys. I'm a very low totem pole guy with the company. So it's not like I'm Steve Jobs it's not. So you can criticize me or do your research and find out who else, I guess, calls the shots at night. All right. But if you want, you can keep sending it my way, because you're way off. At the end of the day, stay together, stay united, keep spreading awareness. If you see something, say something. Buy green light bulbs, light America up in green. Continue doing that. Go to your, like Mr. Rogers said, maybe print out 10 fairs and put them up. Anything that you do will help if it entails putting his face out there. Urge more people that, if you know people that have a history of like watching YouTube and then emailing notes that they see to authorities. I'm not speaking for them, but speaking from, I'm not going to say from experience, but read the press releases from TBI over the years. One of the big problems is that people watch videos and streams, and then they take the information and they send it over by the troves, by the dozens. and it's just overwhelming. And it's not to say that they are pursuing though. What if a very good lead slips the crack because 450 other ones just came in? That's where the problem comes in. And it only takes one to get lost into the mix and revisit it a year later. And lo and behold, they locate Sebastian alive. And we don't want that, right? We want him found now alive. If you look at the case of Amanda Berry, you look at the case where that was out in Cleveland, I believe, Ohio.
Yeah.
Just a crazy, disgusting.
See what I'm saying? That's the case that I'm talking about in Cleveland that I always refer to. Those 3 girls were sitting there. The vigils are at different time periods. I'm out there supporting each vigil, supporting each one. It was so crazy the day that we all woke up, and I was living in Akron, and that was in Cleveland. And I remember the day that I woke up and I heard that all 3 of those girls were found together. It's like, what? That's what I'm saying when I go back to this abduction theory, right? When I go back to May and I'm sitting there going, man, and I'm on that drive back, it's why I refer to that case. Because for so many years, there was no answer, no direction, no nothing. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, years later, boom, all 3 of these girls were found at the same time. I'm glad that he brings this up because it's huge. It's huge. This is why on that drive back, I'm like, man, I feel like it's an abduction. And one day we're going to wake up and all of a sudden, boom, Sebastian's found. Holy crap. Long time. 7 months I've been saying it now. 7 months. I'm glad he brought that up.
If you look at the case of Amanda Berry, you look at the case where that was out in Cleveland, I believe, Ohio.
Yeah.
It's just a crazy, disgusting monster who kidnapped 3 beautiful girls and turned them into slaves and was able to do it for 10 years. And Charles Ramsey, look him up on YouTube. His name is Charles Ramsey 911 call. You'll die laughing. It's funny.
Yeah, the news made, the news made a hilarious spectacle about it. I mean, to me, it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny. But they did make I'm sure the 911 call is hilarious, but the way that the news treated it I thought it was very, I don't know, distasteful, the way that the news did. But yeah, they found out 3 girls, kidnapped them at different points, held them hostage, 10 years, had babies with one of them. The other ones sometimes got pregnant, didn't make it through, if you know what I'm saying. And Amanda was able to escape through a window and out into the arms of a homeless man. And I just remember waking up that day because, like I said, it was years going to these 3 vigils because I was going to a bunch of different stuff back then. Just going to support community. And that day, it was like, holy crap, all 3 of them? And you're like, wow, there was not even any signs that all 3 of them were even together. He contradicts entirely. It's crazy. It's so crazy. It's like bringing some heart moments here just thinking about that day because it was like, holy crap, what? But yeah, it was crazy, man. It was crazy. and a man there, all the girls, one of them not right away, but a couple of the girls did, there one is doing help with missing children locally in Cleveland, with Fox 8. Another one is helping, Amanda Berry is working with, what's her name? Miss another kidnapped child. And they're working together to bring awareness for missing children. And then Michelle's working with Fox 8, and Amanda's working with the national media. And now the other one, she's starting to. She was really affected quite a bit. Linda, no. That's weird. Elizabeth Smart, yes. She's working with Elizabeth Smart. Yes. Yeah. They're working together. Or they were the last time I knew. Michelle, she went through a she was the one that got treated the worst out of all of them. Michelle. They're all doing amazing. I can't imagine, when you see the photos of what they were living in, and when you just see the stuff, the restraints and the rooms, and Gina, and the rooms, it's bad. It's bad. All right. So I told you guys earlier that the Deception Detective was going to be doing that episode when it comes to when it came to the CP interview that he had on ET's show. And so that's why we had it scheduled. The 911 Ramsey calls Amanda Berry Linda. Oh, really? Huh. That's weird. I mean, if you guys seen the interview have you seen the interview from the news channel? That interview's crazy. The dude was probably just like, what the hell? Because he was like, some girl just ran out to me. She was not clothed, and I'll have to check that out. She was not clothed. She just ran to me. Like, he was freaking out. You could see it in his eyes and his face. He was like, still, after the news crew got there, he even got some fame from it because the dude is a character. But you could tell that he was like, what the hell? Like, even in his. Well, you know what? When we have a lounge show, I'll play it. We'll play it at the next lounge show. Because you guys will. But the way that the news talked about it after that was really, I didn't find it. Yeah, I'll check it out on a lounge. We'll have a lounge. I'm thinking about having one tonight, actually, where we sit back and check out some stuff. All right, but I told you guys, Deception Detective was going to be doing a show. Nick, this is my question, bro. This is my, I don't know. This is my biggest question tonight. How was he last seen on February 26th in the neighborhood area of Stafford Court, wearing what Katie said he was wearing? But the last time Katie seen him was on the 25th, that evening before the 26th. And they didn't say he was last seen at home, because really it should say Sebastian was last seen on February 25th, 2024, at his home before he went to bed. He was wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, and glasses. Detective, somebody messaged TBI today and they got a response February 26th. That's why I brought it up in the beginning of the show, because I was like, wait a minute. So this wasn't a typo. They just confirmed, doubled down again just now, doubled down that it's the 26th. Okay, now we have to revisit this evening. It wasn't even a topic I was going to talk about until the last hour and something before the show. A couple hours before the show, I'm like, wait a minute, what? Now I got to talk about this again. That's why I asked you guys in the beginning, like, what? Because I've always, the date for me was, I'm not going off of the date he was reported missing. I'm going off the day that he was last seen, because that right there could be the last when he went missing. 25th. It just don't make sense to me. If this is what I'm thinking, and this is why I feel like it's I was saying abduction in May, and I really feel like it's abduction right now, because to me, they're not going to say Billy Joe Sue saw somebody kidnapping somebody. Don't know who. Couldn't tell what vehicle it was. It was too dark, but they did see some suspicious activity, and they didn't have it on video. But somebody did look out the window, and they don't want to let whoever know. They don't want to let that person be out there about who saw what. Was he? Yes, he was not caught on video surveillance. Doesn't mean a neighbor didn't poke their eye out the window and see Sebastian or a figure of something weird happening in the early morning hours of February 26th. To me, it just tells me even more abduction. Yeah, we're going to go through the dispatch stuff. Let me see. I wanted to go through a couple things, and then we're going to be revisiting the dispatch stuff. So who is he last seen by? Why is that person not being, where are they at? Who are they? Why are they being kept a secret? Because the last time he was seen was before he went to bed, because she didn't go check on him after she heard the thud. So the last time he was seen was February 25th, before he went to bed. Unless somebody else saw something, didn't have footage of it, couldn't say for sure because it was too dark, but noticed some particular activity that, quote, is not on footage. Billy Joe Sue is just some made up person, because I don't know who would have saw what. I just use it as a person that is the person that could have possibly seen what I'm talking about. So I bumped back the show a little bit because I wanted to hang out in the Deception Detectives. I told you guys this morning, he was going to be doing a show when it comes to the CP interview that he did on ET show. And then when it started, I was like, oh shoot, it's probably going to run quite a bit longer than when I go. So I went ahead and bumped back the show. So I do apologize for bumping it back a little bit, but at the same time, it was kind of weird because I was like, I thought we were going to see the whole thing, and it was just a little snippet of it. I think it's just going to be a part one, so it was only 25 minutes. But I wanted to go through that with you, and also we're going to do some of our own kind of digging into. We're going to be watching a few interviews that I have listed that we're going to be digging into together, and I'm going to have some other people up here with me on panel as we kind of go through these different interviews with you. So here's this channel. We're going to check this out real quick. Go show some love. Hit a like on the video. Come on back real quick. Here's the there's the link for the channel. Here's the link for the video. And do me a favor. Go hit the like over there on that video. Drop a trophy or a heart emoji. And then come on back, and then we'll go ahead and wait to get it fired up. Also, YouTube has been having some buggy issues like it always does. So if chat's being weird, there's a delay, you're having issues in any kind of way, it's just being buggy. The important thing is backing it out and coming back in does not fix it. You actually have to back out, close out the program, then come back into the program, and then it refreshes it. But it's like a nightly thing where my chat freezes quite a few times. So if you guys are experiencing any issues, just back out, make sure you close out, because that's the important step, and then just come back in. All right, so we're going to check out this video. This is the deception detective, and he did a part one on the interview when it came to CP on ET's channel just a few days ago. Let me go ahead and put the closed captioning up there, and we will speed it up just a skosh.
I can confidently say that this is a manipulation tactic. The only upside of this annoying tactic is that it's a great tell that you're hitting on something sensitive to Chris. So hopefully panels in the future will have seen my video and can recognize.
Whoa, did we start late? Hold on 1 second. One moment. I might have. No, we're at 0. Here, let me shrink it down. No, we're at 0, so I don't know. Maybe was there another video before this or something? I don't know.
That's why I can confidently say that this is a manipulation tactic. The only upside of this annoying tactic is that it's a great tell that you're hitting on something sensitive to Chris. So hopefully panels in the future will have seen my video and can recognize it when he does it. What happened to Sebastian Rogers? Let's watch his stepdad's appearance on the Elevated Truth podcast to find out. I've seen part of this, but I wanted to react to it with all of you. So let's go ahead and listen.
So I'm going to bring Chris up. So here we go.
All right.
What's up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Hey, Chris, what's up, man?
What's going on? I want to know what's this talk that somebody on this panel is saying that I told you that my truck was in that neighborhood the night Sebastian went missing or the night before.
That's not what was said. What was said was you said that your truck's Wi-Fi was in the cart when the cart team did their thing.
All right, before we get started, do me a favor, type a 1 in chat if you've seen this interview. I have not. I need to actually sit down and watch it either tonight or tomorrow. Have you seen this video? Let me know. And because I didn't see what took place before about the truck. I didn't see it. So I'm not sure. Do me a favor, tell me in chat what's up with the truck and why he got up there.
Went missing or the night before.
All right.
What's up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I've seen part of this, but I wanted to react to it with all of you. So let's go ahead and listen.
So I'm going to bring Chris up. So here we go.
All right.
What's up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Hey, Chris, what's up, man?
What's going on? I want to know what's this talk that somebody on this panel is saying that I told you that my truck was in that neighborhood the night Sebastian went missing or the night before.
That's not what was said. What was said was you said that your truck's Wi-Fi was in the cart when the cart team did their thing from on the 25th or the 26th. And I also restated that it could have very well been when you came home after Sebastian went missing.
So that would have had to been the 26th when I got to my house.
That's
around
what, that's
1
what,
in the
that's what we said.
That's what we said.
Chris. That's exactly what we said.
Before we get too deep, let me just bring everyone to the table. Sebastian Rogers is an autistic teen who went missing sometime between the evening on February 25th and early the next morning. Chris Proudfoot, the guy on the call here, is his stepdad. And he says that he was out of town on work until the 26th when he was called and told that Sebastian was missing, and then he drove home. That's why he's so adamant that his truck didn't connect to the Wi-Fi at the house until the afternoon of the 26th. In other words, Chris has an alibi, but that doesn't mean he's clueless about the disappearance or even uninvolved. For example, he could have said something to Sebastian that evening on the phone, which caused him to run away. Or his wife, Katie, who was the only adult with Sebastian at the time, could have done something to Sebastian, whether it was by accident or on purpose, and then confided in Chris. And now he's hiding that information in order to protect her. So we still need to listen closely. And from the other interviews I've analyzed of him with Nancy Grace, Web Sleuths, the local news, there's plenty of signs that he knows more than he's letting on.
My truck wasn't in the area, the vicinity. The FBI knows this. So don't speak of my truck being in that vicinity, that area, until the 26th at 1 p.m. in the afternoon.
That's what we said.
Well, not the time frame, but
not the time frame. We didn't know the time. But what we said was that they did it for the 25th and the 26th. So it's just as much likely that it was when he came in after Sebastian went missing.
Yeah, and that's why I was confused because I was like, what? And then that's why I said it had to have been when he came home.
Well, see, the problem is you get a bunch of people out here. You say one thing, you mean one thing, and this, that, and another, and then it runs wild like a fucking brush fire. That goes crazy.
It's true.
And here we are. We're 10 months into this. We got no leads. We got nothing. But yet we got another team over here that's out here just throwing shade left and right and a bunch of crap.
That's what we're talking about. We think it's very dangerous. People are being thrown under the bus and nobody seems to fucking care.
Who's in the back chat?
I have no idea. Hold on.
It's that fucking psycho.
Yeah.
Under Chris's name too.
Yeah. I see it in the back chat. Yeah.
So who is this person?
I do. That's the person that's attached to that woman that accused you, Clue, of having something to do with it.
I have no idea who it is, to be honest with you.
What the hell's her name again? She was making those anti-Seth videos, and out of nowhere, she went nuts on us. Remember?
Momming it up. You talking about momming it up?
Oh, that's pretty big.
From the snippets I've seen of this panel did a better interview than Nancy Grace. And I'll link my analysis of her interview of Chris and Katie at the end of this video so you can watch that next to compare and contrast. That's
interesting. He says that he feels they did a better interview than Nancy Grace.
Yeah.
From the snippets I've seen of this panel did a better interview than Nancy Grace.
Huh.
And I'll link my analysis of her interview of Chris and Katie at the end of this video so you can watch that next.
Yeah, and we went into that interview on the last live, actually, towards the end. That's very interesting.
To compare and contrast. That said,
went through it again.
They did the hard part of getting Chris Proudfoot to call into their show. I've extended multiple invitations for him to do an interview with me, and I've been rebuffed every time. So they have him there. They have him talking about his truck, essentially his alibi, and when it connected to the home Wi-Fi. And what do? They sideline Chris to talk about some behind-the-scenes drama with some other. Wait. Is this? What the hell? Is that Chris's truck? Is that Chris's truck? And the reason that it's weird that one of these vehicles on my footage looks familiar? What? This footage, I'm glad I got this footage. This was just an accident. This was just an accident getting this footage. It was literally just a turnaround. No way. Okay.
we're gonna get back into this.
Other creator who's trying to join the live stream. Instead, what I really wish they had done is challenge him on that alibi. They had the perfect opportunity and segue to do it. For example, they could have said, does your truck connect to any other Wi-Fi's automatically? Does it connect to the Wi-Fi at your workplace? Would logs show us when your truck disconnected from the workplace Wi-Fi? Does your truck have GPS as well? If we check the logs, would it show us the route you took and all the stops you made? Would there be any unusual stops? Another thing I wanted to point out, though, is that Chris also seems to have gotten distracted by the creator drama. If you've seen my analysis of other parents of missing children who genuinely don't know what happened to their kid, they typically have an agenda when they have an audience, whether it's asking for help or asking for prayers or providing updates or giving out a phone number for people to call with tips. So as we listen on, let's listen to see if Chris does any of that, or is he just here for the drama or to be on the defensive or some other purpose?
Yeah.
Oh, she just said, I'm psycho, LMFAO. Yeah, but you psycho as fuck.
Says Chris, tell them to let MK Ultra in.
And you need a bitch.
Well,
It ain't my show to control who gets in and who gets out.
I wouldn't let them in for anything. Those people are fucking sus.
So I'm not even going to pay attention to that. What I want to talk about is what we're doing up here, right? The point of this situation is that all of the bullshit has got to fucking stop. All of it. The putting shit behind the scenes for creators to talk about. Seth needs to stop it. Chris and Katie need to stop it.
Well, hold on. Let me stop you there because we ain't putting stuff out behind the scenes.
Bullshit.
Well, Chris, can I
What-
ask
what are
you
we-
about
hold on, what are we putting out behind the
Hey,
scenes?
Chris, don't put me in this position. Don't do it. Do not pull my man card. Chris, don't pull my man card to put me in this position.
I ain't pulling anybody's man card.
Chris, I'm going to ask you one more time. Do not put me in this position.
Well, the way you're making it sound is a little odder than it may be true. So maybe instead of getting like that with him, because he may not know what you're referring to, because to be
Yes,
honest,
he does.
But it's for Sebastian, right?
I'm not up here to have an issue with you, Chris. I just sat here and said, I don't think you have anything to do with the disappearance of your stepson. But do not put me in the position of you saying that there's not shit being pushed behind closed doors when you know damn well there has been.
I'm gonna tell you right now, there ain't even a thing out there that we're afraid of. We
I don't
haven't
think there
done
is either.
anything. Hold on. Let me finish. Because this isn't about fucking size. Once again, when all these creators can get past this shit and finally focus back on Sebastian, then the case might go somewhere. But it won't go anywhere if everybody is out here putting different narratives out there that don't need to be out there.
We all agree on that.
I don't agree, actually. As reasonable as Chris's statement sounds, well, don't put all these narratives out there that don't need to be out there. It's actually a giant red flag. Because if you don't know what happened, there's no way to know which narratives are useful and which aren't. On your
Right, just like when we went through the Nancy Grace episode on the last live, I said, why would you say that you've been cleared of all wrongdoing when you didn't do anything wrong? Remember? We revisited that episode, and I'm sitting there going, wait a minute. Why would you say you've been cleared of all wrongdoing when you didn't do anything wrong? Interesting. Let's listen to what he said again. Very interesting.
Because this isn't about fucking size. Once again, when all these creators can get past this shit and finally focus back on Sebastian, then the case might go somewhere. But it won't go anywhere if everybody is out here putting different narratives out there that don't need to be out there.
We all agree on that.
I don't agree, actually. As reasonable as Chris's statement sounds, well, don't put all these narratives out there that don't need to be out there. It's actually a giant red flag. Because if you don't know what happened, there's no way to know which narratives are useful and which aren't. On your screen now is my spotting hoaxes card from my deception deck, my 52 favorite rules for spotting lies and manipulation. And one of the best signs that someone is hoaxing, in other words, pushing a narrative that they know isn't true, is conclusiveness. It's impossible to say what's relevant or irrelevant, or which tips are a waste of time and which ones are good if you have no idea what happened. And since I can predict the comments, I agree that it's possible Chris simply just meant he doesn't want his and Katie's personal lives plastered all over social media. And that's fair enough. But the question still remains, how do you know which elements of those personal lives are irrelevant? Remember, Chris wasn't there when Sebastian went missing. So how can he be so sure that nothing in Katie's past, or her medical history, or financial history, or history with Seth, or any other person he doesn't know about, wasn't a factor in Sebastian's disappearance? I wasn't there, so I can't rule any of it out. And Chris shouldn't be able to either, unless he has some sort of idea of what happened.
Right, but that includes
So once
everybody,
again,
Chris.
Yeah, that includes everybody. And I'm going to tell you something. If you come at me sideways, or you come at my family sideways, you can bet your tail that when we bring the proof, it's proof. It's plain and simple.
Well, that's the thing, Chris. No one is
I don't throw
accusing
shade at people. I bring the proof. That's the difference.
about what?
Whatever. If y'all would come out and say,
What? Hold on a minute. Bring the proof. Bring the proof. Well, where was the proof for this? Where was the proof for this? Right? Where was the proof? Where was the proof? Because I'm Oh, I know what it was. It was this, wasn't it? It was this photo and video when I was capturing footage of 155 Enoch Way. The same video that I was live streaming when I was Hey guys, I'm just here. I'm gathering my next leg of my searches. I need to figure out whose permission I need to ask. Yada, yada, yada. I really want to search these woods back here. I really want to search the woods north of the home. I've been doing all these other searches for all these other people that are sending me information for the last month and a half. I'm going to start hitting the spots I wanted to hit in the very beginning when I first showed up there to get my stuff, my footage. Now I can finally get to it. You can hear me say this stuff on the live stream. There was no talk, none whatsoever, about disrespecting anybody's property. It is kind of very interesting, though, huh? Now that we're looking at 155 Enoch, it is kind of interesting why somebody would throw this up on that same live stream. Very interesting. Oh, I'm going to send in the footage. I'm going to send in the raw footage so they can get their own screenshots. But I'm going to send them the raw footage so they have the GoPro clarity.
say some shit, come out and say it.
Who is said? What are you worried about someone saying?
It doesn't.
I don't know. I don't know. Hold on. I don't know
That's
how
the
much.
problem. Because you all come out and say different things, and you all have your little riddle ways of putting shit out there.
I think you're confusing us with different people. Never have we done riddles.
Truth out
never.
there yesterday or the other day said some stuff about Katie.
Like what, Chris? Open that can.
I don't have the exact quote on me, okay?
Well, if you're going to accuse me on my panel, be willing to back it up.
All right. Samantha CJ, I'm going to say something. Do you think Sebastian could have been hiding out in that home you drove by, and that's why CP sent you a threat? This is the crazy thing. And I want to say shout out to Busby, because Busby actually brought that up when we started discussing 155 Enoch about a week before Dog came out with the 155 Enoch. And Busby actually brought that up to me, CJ. I wonder if this is where he was at. If you go to our part 1, here's Busby's channel. We did the live on my show, but he uploaded part 1 and part 2 of our conversation. If you go over to Busby's channel, here's his link. You check out part 1, okay? Part 1 of the phone call, and you can hear what Busby says about that. So Samantha Joy, I definitely think it could be a possibility. I definitely think it could be a possibility. Like I said, when I took this footage all the way back then, weeks after he went missing, literally it was just a turnaround, and I wasn't going to stop and start my footage in the middle of a turnaround. I'm just like, I'm just going to record the turnaround. It was accidental that I actually got that footage. It was an accident. And this is why it's so important. People want to talk crap about, man, why do you always take so much time to make sure you document and this? It's because of this right here. because we can go back in time. I still might be able to find something. These videos I haven't even uploaded. These ones right here. Here's the video. Haven't even uploaded. Don't even have it uploaded. But you can see that this is the raw video from when I drove by. It was just by pure luck. And I did a lot of digging today. I had to go through my files to find out exactly what day it was. Then I had to go through all of my footage, figure out what clips I actually went up there, and then that's why I got these. There's that side road for you I talked about. You'll see me do the turnaround at the construction area. You'll see the 159 mailbox as I start to make my turn around. And then you see the house right next to it, 155. And you see those vehicles. You see 159 right there. And then you got 155 right there. Just by pure accident. That's why it's important. And that's why I thank you guys for supporting me the way that you guys do, because it allows me to be able to go and do this kind of work. So 8 months later, we can go back to it and still find something of value. That's a good idea, Blackhawk. I'm going to go through that's a great idea. I need to go through my footage, and maybe what I'll do, because I'm going to have to, I got to gather my footage still. I literally just found this one clip, and I know I took more. I literally just found this, and I hurried up and got it for the show, because this was a main one. I'm like, hey, this works. But that's a great idea, bro. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get together my footage, and maybe tomorrow night, what I'll do is I'll get my footage. We'll go through my footage, and we'll figure out in real time where's Ring cameras and where's not. That's a great idea. I appreciate that. I think tomorrow night, that's what we'll do. It's just no wonder. And here's the live. I'll drop the live for you. Here's the live. You can see the threat, or the this is not a threat. You can see that message on this live stream. It's the same live stream that I was doing this search. And like I said, I'll have these other videos uploaded for you guys either tomorrow night or this weekend. I want to make sure that I get this out at night. I know it's not in between the 23rd and the 26th, but I still feel like this could be very beneficial when it comes to maybe trying to find an answer in a direction. But yeah, tomorrow night we'll go through the footage, and we'll break the whole neighborhood down like I did Stafford and Kellen. We'll break the whole neighborhood down, show you the coverage of any available security cameras, Ring cameras, anything like that. We'll dig through it, not only in this part, but we'll also look on Hutch, because I did a bunch of loop arounds around here. There's the live for you if you want to check it out after the show. And you can go into the comment section and you can see the message that's there. All right, let's get back to this here. And I kind of want to go through this myself too. This is very interesting. And shout out to the Deception Detective. Go sub if you're not. And let's get this switch back up there.
I am willing to back it up. If I have the exact quote, I would give it to you.
What was it about?
in regards to whether or not Katie was there or her going to the school looking for Sebastian?
You mean my question of why did Katie go to the school? Is it because Sebastian had maybe missed the bus and had walked there at some point? You're upset about that?
The way it was projected made it sound like you're questioning why did she even go to the school in the first place?
That's exactly what I was asking. Why?
Because she's a mother who has a son that goes to that school.
Right.
Why wouldn't you go to the school and look for your kid?
I would have done that.
Why?
I would have gone there too.
I would have done the
My
same.
question was my question was there a history of Sebastian walking to school, which is why she first thought, let me go to the school. Now, if you took that as me being disrespectful, that wasn't what it was. It was, why was her first thought go to the school? It's a simple question.
Right. And it's a simple, logical answer to think about, too.
Okay,
It
so
is a Monday morning. He was supposed to be at school.
Pop quiz. What does Chris Proudfoot have in common with Jerry McCann, John Ramsey, Jen Soto, Don Wells, and to a degree, Chris Watts? At least one of their kids mysteriously vanished while under the care of their spouse or significant other, yet they're absolutely certain that spouse had nothing to do with it. In other words, they're certain about something that there's no evidence for, which goes right back to my point about conclusiveness.
Damn.
If he wasn't around, he should at least be a bit curious about why Katie took a drive the day his stepson was reported missing. In fact, I'm sure he's aware of the Madeline Soto case, which I've also covered on the channel.
That's a hard
girl
one.
Who was the same age as Sebastian
Oh,
and actually disappeared on the same day. And he
yeah.
might even know that it was her mom's boyfriend who
Right.
killed her and dropped her body off in the next town over
Yeah.
under the guise of driving her to school.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not implying that's what Katie did. Personally, I think she was actually searching for Sebastian. But once again, I can't rule it out because I wasn't there.
That's
I'm
a
at least
hard one.
curious about it. And the fact that Chris gets so defensive when Truth asks a very reasonable question about that is a red flag to me. He's even more defensive about what Katie was doing than his own alibi. And I think that's because Katie ultimately is the one who was responsible for Sebastian going missing. And she confided in Chris about it, and he's made a decision to defend her. Which is why he doesn't display any curiosity, but also he doesn't display any guilt. For example, he's not like the McCanns or the Wells who are pushing a kidnapping narrative.
Right.
And I think in this next segment, we're going to see him get very sensitive about Katie. So pay attention.
Interesting. So is that why? So I'm going to bring this photo up again. So is this why there's is that why there's spirit searches going on now? Is that why? What the heck? If you missed this morning's show, check it out. We discussed this whole spirit boxes, spirit apps, searching for Sebastian as if he passed. Horrible little short poem, but yeah. Contribution call out Matthew with the 5 gifted memberships. If you were gifted a membership from Matthew, please drop some special hearts in chat for him. Also, for everybody that did do a contribution this evening, I just want to give you a quick round of applause and say thank you again for being a part of the community. I don't know. Is that where the spirit searches are coming from now? Now it's starting. See all this stuff, even the show from earlier. Man, this is a crazy day. There's so much stuff that is just starting to link together. It's nuts.
He confided in Chris about it, and he's made a decision to defend her.
It's
Which
nuts.
is why he doesn't display any curiosity, but also he doesn't display any guilt. For example, he's not like the McCanns or the Wells who are pushing a kidnapping narrative. And I think in this next segment, we're going to see him get very sensitive about Katie. So pay attention.
A parent out there who has children, they're going to do the exact same thing.
I mean, if my child was missing, I would be out screaming from the rooftops for him.
And you're
Damn straight. Damn
I'm
straight.
absolutely saying she is not out screaming from the rooftops for her child.
No.
What you don't know happens behind closed doors.
That's not screaming from the rooftops.
Wait a minute.
No one can hear her.
Doesn't matter.
The problem is every time that somebody comes out and does.
I don't give an F what the hell I'm going through. I'm telling you right now, I feel E.T.'s passion because I'm telling you right now, I don't care what the F I'm going through. Screaming from the damn rooftops, yo. Shout out to E.T. for standing up, man. The only one on that damn panel that's actually standing up.
I'm absolutely saying she is not out screaming from the rooftops for her child.
What you don't know happens behind closed doors.
That's not screaming from the
Who
rooftops.
gives a fuck?
The problem
Who
is
cares?
every time that somebody comes out and does something or says something, it gets twisted and turned in such a negative light. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter.
Damn straight,
True.
Mac.
100%.
I don't disagree with you on that. But when
I mean, so once again, you're out here saying this.
Hold on. No, I'm out here saying this because I've said that. Hold on. I've said this to you and Katie personally, have I not?
You have, Truth. And
Okay,
what you don't
then I'm not-
understand
hold
is
on,
you're not
hold on.
here in the situation.
Hold
You're
on.
not seeing the whole picture.
Hold on. Now, when I had that conversation with you, was it one conversation, 10 conversations?
Truth, we've had several conversations.
Okay. Now, did I ever have that conversation with you with any ill intent whatsoever?
No.
Okay.
Not.
So
Well,
why are
hold
you
on,
mad at me?
Let me.
Why are you mad? Because I'm asking questions. Because I
Well,
want
I'm mad.
just
Hold
like
on.
you want
Well, let me answer your
Sebastian to be
question.
home.
I mean,
Let me answer your question.
Talk truth. To be fair,
So, automatically, my phone has been blowing up ever since you started talking about my truck. So it's shit like that when it's put out there and you don't have the right information, which I'm pretty sure I've told you that before.
I said exactly
when
what
my
you
truck
just
was
said.
there. Once again, are you going to let me finish?
If you'll listen to what I say and repeat it
I was
correctly,
trying
sure.
to, but I was trying to finish my statement.
All right, go ahead, Chris.
So I've told you this before. And the cat's out of the bag. FBI looked into me a long time ago. They tracked my whereabouts with no problems. So when you come out here and somebody makes a statement, and then once again, like I've said before, you say something and 50,000 people take it and they run with it and they twist and turn it. You could bet your sweet ass this conversation will be twisted within less than probably an hour of the show being over, if not twisted now.
It's twisted.
oh, somebody
No.
lied. Somebody's lied.
Yeah, but
Oh,
here's
they're
the
all in
thing.
the chat.
It doesn't
Yeah,
matter
true.
how people. It doesn't matter how people twist it, right? Like they're going to
For
twist
you, it
everything.
doesn't matter
just-
because you're not
hold
living
on.
this life that we live.
Are you going to let me?
Chris has been on this live stream for about 10 minutes at this point. Has he addressed any potential kidnappers? Has he addressed Sebastian, who might be watching? Has he asked for help in the form of donations, tips, prayers, or even given a call to action like a tip line? He hasn't done
Man.
any of that. In fact, he hasn't even given an update on the case. And there was actually a big one right before this live stream. A few days prior, Dog the Bounty Hunter posted the last known footage of Sebastian alive, I think at the Texas Roadhouse Grill. So we don't have any of that from Chris here. He doesn't seem to have the same priorities or agenda as actual parents of missing children. And you don't need to take my word for that. You can go to my channel and watch me analyze parents who are confirmed to have had their kids kidnapped for examples of what they do when they get media attention. The second
Exactly, just like I brought up this morning in the Spirit Search show. What other parents are searching for loved ones or a loved one searching for a loved one as if they passed, looking for their spirit? If y'all missed it this morning, you definitely got to check it. It's a deep conversation.
second thing I want to point out is a tactic I've seen Chris use twice now. The first time was in my video, Do Innocent People Get Angry?, where he did something similar with web sleuths. Basically, the tactic is to call into the show accusing the hosts of saying something incorrect. In that one, it was something about his parents traveling to Alaska the day after Sebastian went missing. In this one, it's about them allegedly saying his truck connected to the Wi-Fi on the 25th instead of the 26th. And whenever the panel gets close to something sensitive to him, he circles back to that accusation and puts them on the defensive. In other words, I don't think it's a coincidence that they were talking about Katie and her unusual silence when he brought up his truck connecting to the Wi-Fi once again. There's really no reason to be circling back to it now. It's a deflection tactic we've also seen Don Wells use with YouTubers. So let's see how Truth handles it and see if he can get the conversation back on track to where it should be. He's most sensitive about Katie. That's what they should be doubling down on.
It's simple. Are you going to let me finish? Because I'm listening to you, right? You cannot come on here and act like I'm doing something wrong because I'm paying attention to you and Katie. Then you have no problem with everybody throwing shade at Seth. You have no problem with that, okay? You can't come on here and pick apart something I'm saying because you don't agree with it now, but you sit there and have no problem with people attacking Seth, okay?
I have problems when I gave you the truth. I have a problem when I gave you the truth.
What truth? What truth?
I told you about my truck.
Is that not what I just said on my live? I literally said what you said. So why are you arguing with me about that?
Because there's a lot of questions about it. Because
that has nothing to do with me. I said word for word what you said.
No, you didn't. Because it wasn't, well, my truck would have been there the 25th or 26th.
That's not what I said.
There is no question about me on the 25th. I didn't show up until at least 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the 26th, period.
Can you just clarify the situation, Chris? Like what exactly? You show up on the 26th, they go for open networks. Like what was the story, just so it doesn't go further?
Unfortunately, it looks like they took the bait. We're now rehashing the truck Wi-Fi situation, something which was perfectly cleared up within the first 30 seconds of the call. That's why I can confidently say that this is a manipulation tactic. The only upside of this annoying tactic...
Interesting. Now, I've never... Definitely go sub if you're not subbed to this dude. I've never checked out his channel. I just checked it out today. Very interesting point there.
Unfortunately, it looks like they took the bait. We're now rehashing the truck Wi-Fi situation, something which was perfectly cleared up within the first 30 seconds of the call. That's why I can confidently say that this is a manipulation tactic. The only upside of this annoying tactic is that it's a great tell that you're hitting on something sensitive to Chris. So hopefully panels in the future will have seen my video and can recognize it when he does it. The easiest way to shut down this sort of deflection tactic is to simply agree with him, like Truth was trying to do here. Yes, Chris, your car connected to the Wi-Fi on the 26th, not the 25th. Now about Katie, what is she doing behind the scenes, since you said she was doing something behind the scenes rather than shouting from the rooftops?
26, when I got there, okay? I went and talked to the detective, probably, I don't know, I wasn't even home maybe in 30 minutes, and I went and talked to the detectives, okay? Later on that day, I mean, there was, like we've said before, there's been people in and out of that house quite often. They brought in their special little tools and their gadgets, and they do what they do. When they saw that there was my truck's internet on their system, they were like, well, this is a new one. Well, no shit, because it's my truck.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes total sense.
My truck doesn't need to be in anybody's conversations about where it was, when it was, and how it was.
Chris, did you hear me say that I don't believe that Chris had anything to do with that? Okay. So then in saying that, when I spoke about your truck, do you think I was insinuating that you had something to do with Sebastian's disappearance?
No, I mean, that's not what I said.
I know. So my point is, it was said that your truck was there. I explained that they did because you told me that they did the geofencing thing for the 25th and 26th. Okay? Am I right?
I didn't tell you exactly what dates. I told you when they did it. However, what I'm telling you is don't insinuate my truck or me on the 25th or the morning of the 26th.
I didn't. So why are you still stuck on that?
I mean, Drew, to be fair, like I'm really trying to focus on chat because I know we have trolls. And there are people saying that you kind of were insinuating. And I mean, I'm not going to lie. I kind of felt that too.
And that's why I was confused. I was like, what? I really was.
Me and Bonnie were both like, what the fuck is he talking about? Like,
Go back and say what I said.
Hold on.
So I'm going to pause it. I'm going to pause it right here. This is why I asked, because I haven't seen it. I feel like we should go through it as well. But this is why I asked you how many of you have seen it. Because I haven't. Was he insinuating? Was he insinuating this, or was he, how do you feel? Let me know, because he's saying he wasn't, and she's saying that a whole bunch of people in chat and basically, saying, hey, there's a whole bunch of people in chat saying, and yeah, I kind of feel like you were doing this. So let me know. Whoever's watched it, did it appear that way? I haven't watched it yet.
My truck or me on the 25th or the morning of the 26th.
I didn't. So why are you still
Because
stuck on that?
I mean, true. To be fair, like I'm really trying to focus on the chat because I know we have trolls, and there are people saying that you kind of were insinuating. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of felt that too.
And that's why I was confused. I was like,
Right.
what?
I think
really
that's why
was.
me and Body were both like, what the fuck is he talking about? Like, I
Go
mean,
back. Go
you,
back
you
and say
do
what I
have a
said.
way. Hold on, you do have a way of saying things like this mysterious fucking chocolate in a like fucking Valentine box. Like, what the fuck am I gonna get? I don't know until I bite. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be rude, but I mean, you do insinuate when you speak.
I mean, I guess what's okay is that we can grill Seth to the end, but we can't grill.
And I've never watched him, so I'm not sure again. This is his panel saying this to him, saying that he does insinuate when he speaks. Is that how you guys feel too? I mean, I'm gonna watch the show here before we would break it down. But let me know how you feel. You know what I mean? Because this is his panel saying this stuff to him.
I mean, I guess what's okay is that we can grill Seth to the end, but we can't grill Chris, and we can't grill Katie.
No, I don't
Because
think
if we do
anybody's
that-
saying that.
No,
hold on. I'm gonna stand. I have the right.
Mysterious fucking chocolate in a like fucking Valentine box. Like, what the fuck am I gonna get? I don't know until I bite. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be rude, but I mean, you do insinuate when you speak.
I mean,
see, you do insinuate when you speak. That's his own panel saying this. I don't know. I'm a little confused here, right?
I guess what's okay is that we can grill Seth to the end, but we can't grill Chris, and we can't grill Katie.
No, I
Because
don't
if
think
we do
anybody's
that-
saying that.
No,
hold on. I'm gonna stand. I have the right to say my own opinion. I'm not saying y'all agree with me, right? But it's interesting to me that Seth has been accused of horrible things with Katie. Seth has been accused of being
Seth
abusive.
doesn't-
Hold on. Can I finish, please? Just 1 second. Seth has been accused of being physically abusive with Sebastian. Chris has been accused of these things. But what we're arguing is a truck being in the area. That's what made you jump up here. Not all the other accusations. But
So
the way that
we'll address that real quick. It's real simple. What goes on in our family is not the public's business. We're not going to sit here, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you what in the world goes on or what happened in the past or any of that nature. That is not the public's business. I'm not going to sit up here and do what Seth did. That's not happening.
So wait.
I don't care if it offends or hurts somebody's feelings. That God forbid the parent between Seth and I'm not going to sit here and bash Seth. I'm not going to sit here and put out personal information. That's nobody's business. How many people out there in all of these things have all said the same thing, that it should have never happened? And it's correct. It shouldn't have.
I agree.
It doesn't do anything.
Well, and comparing what Seth goes through, there's a shit ton more people that are accusing Chris and Katie. Look at them in your chat. Fucking
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not.
been in
Listen,
here
hold on.
before.
It's wild in there. Like,
It
I
is.
mean, your
and then
chat-
you're saying, oh, Seth doesn't care if people talk about him. Tell me he fucking doesn't when I'm paying a lawyer for an injunction.
yeah,
When
that's
he
a
said
lie.
there's
And on
6
top of it,
deceased.
A bold
True.
faced lie. He cares.
Well, I will say the truth. You and I, we've had our conversations, and we respect each other enough to understand we don't
Sure.
always agree, and we don't always
Absolutely.
disagree.
For sure.
But when your chat and my phone blows up,
Unfortunately, it looks like Chris's little tactic worked perfectly. We're no longer talking about Katie at all. The panel is now totally on the defensive. That said, I've received plenty of comments on X, the DD forum, and YouTube telling me.
All right, hold on. Let me go back to this here. Hold on.
This to you and Katie personally, have I not?
Evidence for, which goes right back to my point about conclusiveness. Sebastian. But once again, he confided in Chris about it, and he's made a decision to defend her, which is why he doesn't display any curiosity, but also he doesn't display any guilt. For example, he's not like the McCanns or the Wells who are pushing a kidnapping narrative. And I think in this next segment, we're going to see him get very sensitive about Katie. So pay attention.
a parent out there who has children, they're going to do the exact same thing.
I mean, if my child was missing, I would be out screaming from the rooftops for him.
And you're saying that she's not.
I'm absolutely saying she is not out screaming from the rooftops for her child.
What you don't know happens behind closed doors.
That's not screaming from the rooftops.
Wait a minute.
No one can hear her.
The problem is every time that somebody comes out and does something or says something, it gets twisted and turned in such a negative light. It doesn't matter who it is.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter.
It's true, 100%.
I don't disagree with you on that. But when
so once again, you're out here saying this.
Hold on. No, I'm out here saying this because I've said that. Hold on. I've said this to you and Katie personally, have I not?
You have, Truth. And
Okay,
what you don't
then I'm not,
understand,
hold on,
if you're not here in this situation,
Hold
you're
on.
not seeing the whole picture.
Hold on. Now, when I had that conversation with you, was it one conversation, 10 conversations?
Truth, we've had several conversations.
Okay. Now, did I ever have that conversation with you with any ill intent whatsoever?
No.
Okay.
Not.
So
Well,
why are
hold
you
on,
mad at me?
Let me.
Why are you mad? Because I'm asking questions. Because I
Well,
want
I'm mad.
to
Hold on.
you want
Well, let me answer your
Sebastian to be
question.
home.
I mean,
Let me
you
answer your
gotta give a chance
question.
to talk, Truth. To be fair.
So, automatically, my phone has been blowing up ever since you started talking about my.
So he did. He changed it right back.
So it's shit like that when it's put out there and you don't have the right information, which I'm pretty sure I've told you that before.
I said
that
exactly
when
what
my
you
truck
just
was
said.
There. Once again, are you going to let me finish?
If you'll listen to what I say and repeat it
I was
correctly,
trying
sure.
to, but I was trying to finish my statement.
All right, go ahead, Chris.
So I've told you this before. And the cat's out of the bag. FBI looked into me a long time ago. They tracked my whereabouts with no problems. So when you come out here and somebody makes a statement, and then once again, like I've said before, you say something and 50,000 people take it and they run with it and they twist and turn it. You could bet your sweet ass this conversation will be twisted within less than probably an hour of the show being over, if not twisted now.
It's twisted.
Oh, somebody's
Yeah.
live. Somebody's live.
Yeah, but
Oh,
here's
they're
the
all in
thing.
the chat.
It doesn't
Yeah,
matter
true.
how people. It doesn't.
You see the panel sitting there agreeing with CP, and Truth is like, it. Listen, what you're saying don't matter here. It's not about that. It's like ET was on his own on that whole damn show. What did he what? Because he questioned and even said that Katie's not shouting from the rooftops, and he would too. I think we can all agree with that. No, I'm a parent. A girl dad with full custody. You know how hard that is? I'm going to tell you right now. That's one thing I'm going to pay attention to when we check this out is like how many times he gets kind of pushed into a corner. Because look, I've been on panels where people want to start shit, and it's just like, I'm just going to be calm and collective and just speak it with, I'm going to cut the fat off my words. You're going to get it direct, but I'm going to be calm and collective. I'm not going to be over talking. I'm not going to be, listen, okay, we moved into chess. That's cool. We can play it. It ain't the first time. Yeah, I got to listen to the whole thing for sure.
Doesn't matter how people twist it, right? Like they're going to
For
twist
you, it doesn't
everything.
matter because you're not living this life that we live.
Are you going to let me?
Chris has been on this live stream.
Okay. I just wanted to go through that part again real quick. Yeah, we're so tomorrow night I'm going to go through the footage. We're going to do a neighborhood breakdown of all of this. I want to say shout out to Deception Detective. I don't know, did he say when he was doing the next episode? But yeah, when it comes to, where's that photo again? Yeah, when it comes to this, we're going to go through this footage tomorrow night. We're going to break it down. I'm going to spend tomorrow evening. Basically, we're going to do the whole breakdown in one episode. So we're going to spend the whole evening. We're going to start off and we're going to do both Enoch and Hutch. And we're going to figure out the breakdown of who would have caught what. Listen, we don't have to really do Hutch, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because you never know. It could have been anything in this corner area right here. And when you're looking at it from above, and you know who lives around the other corner, you're looking at this whole area right here. And so we're going to break down this whole area right here when it comes to the footage, the cameras, and who would have seen what. I'm not sure if I'm going to be on live in the morning. I was thinking about doing an Idaho 4 show, discussing some more stuff. If you're not familiar with that, I got a lot of footage from the year anniversary back in November of 2023. I went there for a week and did a lot of the same kind of documentation and investigation as we've done here for Sebastian too. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do one in the morning. We'll definitely be back tomorrow night. We're going to do this breakdown of this neighborhood, and then we'll have more to come as the weekend comes through. Yes, thank you all for joining us. Appreciate it very much. Please hit the like if you haven't yet. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing so, and also drop some timestamps of this 155 stuff. I'm not going to be putting out the footage until tomorrow night or after that. Share the info about the 155, the cars, the photos. Share the info out there, because when you look at that post from AtNight and it talks about the multiple vehicles, it makes me wonder, is that truck Chris's truck, and are these vehicles? This is just a few weeks after, y'all. What are all these vehicles, you guys? 155 Enoch Way. Thank you all. Appreciate it. Love you guys. Have a peaceful, positive evening. I might be going to the lounge tonight. It's always hit and miss over there. So if you do feel like coming to hang out, maybe chill back, have some comedy, watch some episodes, or chill back and watch a little bit of gaming or something, go sub up over there. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for your support. You all mean everything to me.
Okay over there? Is your victim at the hospital? Someone shot there. Alright, do you see the same pictures of the, is it domestic related? She's calling back. We're going to try to give her a call again, and then she just added another phone number to the 13-year-old grandson who's possibly with the daughter. That was it. I might call it the name of the female that are talking to check your 12, check the check coming out. 10-4. And where should I? 47